YouTube. This is actually just going to be short and sweet. I've got working a little bit, so it's more of just an update than an actual market analysis. Obviously, we don't have a lot of news coming up this week. You can see the whole week is in this small little folder here. Some bigger stuff on Thursday and Friday related to CPI and PPI for inflation. Related news for the US dollar, and of course unemployment. I think those seem to come out at the same time. Probably know that, but that's fine. I've traded the record a little bit because we're only really tracking swing trades at the moment. So if you see the one loss and it's negative 127 pips, and you're like, wow, that seems like a lot. Remember, it is a swing trade. Most of the swing trades are in the hundreds of pips as opposed to the previous ones that were a lot lower. Anyways, these are the active swing trades we've got going on. I think overall we're in a bit of a net negative, mostly because of the yen pair trades. So I'm in a lot of yen pair. I'm pretty much every yen pair currently in a buy. But here, let's go auto fit. There we go. So AUDCAD is one of the trades that we're in. Again, the strategy is pretty simple, based off linear regressions and the SSL channel, which is more or less a moving average. We see rejections at the trends at the edges of these linear regressions. As price swaps over on the SSL, we get into an entry. So AUDCAD is in profits, AUDJPY is not, CADJPY is down, CHF-JPY is getting close to break even. EURCHF, we can see he's at more of a reversion to the mean strategy, so unfortunately he hasn't broken above, he hasn't closed above the SSL yet, so there hasn't been an opportunity for a buy. But should that happen over the next day or two, the opportunity is there for a buy, and we can see that would fit the reversion to the mean strategy of price hitting both the 100 and 200 SSL channel. EURGBP, again, in a bit of a loss. EURJPY in a bit of a loss. GJ, so this one ended up, this earlier trade ended up hitting stop loss. This one is currently closer to break even ish. NZDJ is down and USDJPY is up a bit. So yeah, you can see a lot of these trades on the order. This guy's pip profit and take stop loss are about 500, 350, 630, about 600, about 130, 500. So yeah, you can see that the profit and take profit and stop loss pips are quite large in these scenarios. And then risk is just calculated accordingly. So a lot of these have very small lot sizes as opposed to the ones where, say, AUDCAD would have been twice as large of a lot size as, say, the yen pair ones, just because the pip targets are significantly, they're as big as they are, they're still significantly smaller than the yen pair ones. Anyways, that's sort of it for the week. Gonna review, so at 2 o'clock I'm just gonna go over these quickly, the ones that I'm not in. I'm gonna see if there's anything close to an SSL swap. So for example, EURCHF is probably the best example. We've had multiple SSL swaps. So the SSL probably swapped here, it swapped up here, it swapped up here, it swapped up here. Just unfortunately price every single time closed below the level. So we never got a proper entry signal. So this would have been a proper entry signal here with stops and profits about here. Obviously we're not in that trade, but that would have been a proper entry. This one would have been a proper entry here. And this one would not have, just because it only hit the 100 SSL. If it had hit the 200 and then swapped, then it would have been an entry here. But, and price would have had to have been down there. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you get the idea of the strategy. Thanks for tuning in. I will be streaming sometime later this week. Can't necessarily say it's super important to stream every day, obviously not. But we'll get an update at some point later in the week. Alright, cheers. Thanks for tuning in.